This is a video reply to XfinksX, who says Destiny does not understand communism. He starts by quoting Bernard. Bernard said in his video, "Where we are in explaining the teachings of Jesus, which is to love your neighbor and to give as you would like to receive, which is the principle of equality and doing what's best for all, which is benevolent, which is the best it can ever be. You are suddenly called a communist by a Christian. That's like crazily screwed up, isn't it?" But the person misinterprets what Bernard has said because the video maker says, number one, Jesus has nothing to do with communism. Communism is a social economical system that evolved from a certain time and place in the 19th century, and it was a reaction to the new system of commerce emerging at the time and the negative side effects of the new industrial age. Yet what Bernard's point was is that it's ironic to be called communist by a Christian who say they follow the teachings of Jesus, while what we stand for is the message that Jesus shared, which was equality and love thy neighbor. But because of this anti-attitude, he completely followed the assumption in his head because he already wanted to say what he was saying, and in that way, misinterpreting Bernard's message because of his preconceived belief. Bernard wasn't saying that Jesus had something to do with communism. The person also describes communism as a social economical system that evolved from a certain time and place and was a reaction to the new system of commerce emerging at the time and the negative side effects of the new industrial age. But it's like he describes the system as something outside of humans, but we create the systems from specific starting points. Systems don't just pop up at random. People create it, people support it or allow it, or simply think nothing is to do about it, or are suppressed, etc. Anyway, it's created, and mostly responses to current trends in the specific time and place. Mostly it was the elite adjusting to the changes to make sure the system is maintained and doesn't go down. Like that's why the Catholics back in the day started to build all kinds of organizations to make sure the votes wouldn't go to the socialists. So they started to raise up organizations for workers as well and for social works and stuff like that. That's the history of Belgium that I'm using as an example now. It was always directed by the elite and was never actually going to lead to a point of true equality. Same as communism in this world did not lead to equality at all. We do not stand for the communism. Do not misunderstand this. And then he said, number 2, Jesus taught many times that his kingdom was not of this world. Therefore, Jesus would not have desired anything which would have set up a system through control or political power or anything roughly similar to what you're trying to do. The person only considers what fits his anti-destiny stance, because he does not consider that Jesus may have meant that his kingdom was not of this world, not of this system, and thus something entirely different than what's currently here. That it would come in this world but not be of it. Same as we have said, work in the system, be in it and use it, but don't be of the system. It's in direct alignment with what we do and say. Of course, Jesus would stand for what we present, the equal money system and equality. If he would see it would be the best way to bring it about, he would join. If he was truly for another world best for all. Then the person says, 3. Jesus was talking about people helping others on an individual basis and without any force, coercion, or through any form of imposed economic system. Well, so does Destiny for the first part, helping each other out on individual basis and also as a group, which is required. Jesus lived in an entirely different time. If he would have heard about the equal money system now and all it entails, he would work together with us, as I said, if he truly wanted a solution. Because if he was smart, he would realize that simply helping on individual basis won't stop the worldwide elite system. Then the person says Bernard is doing this scam for himself, a capitalist using others to profit. Yet Bernard spends his day on working for what we are working on, not going to luxurious parties or floating on a lake in his big boat or laying at the pool all day being served martinis or going to the mall to buy himself some nice suits and shoes. It only shows the lack of knowledge that haters have about Destiny and the members and what we do. because they don't truly investigate it. They jump on the things they can misuse and complain about to fit their goal. He then quotes Bernard, who said, "Communism was just an extension of capitalism. It was brought to power and to bear through money, and it caused the same control. That's why today China is a communist country, but not really. It's actually the country of Santa Claus, where all the little Chinese elves produce all the beautiful goodies for all the Christians in the world. It's just a glorified capitalistical system with absolute dictatorship control." The person replies to this by saying that our eco-money system has the same basic starting point as communism. The only difference is that communism, in comparison to the eco-money system, is that it is far more eloquent and articulate. Then uses a piece of text of the Communist Manifesto to prove its eloquency with words such as feudal, pitilessly, asunder, motley, feudal, fervor, chivalrous, etc. I mean, what the fuck? People, do you understand these words? I'm from Belgium. I speak good English, but this is really not easy to understand. I would have to use a dictionary. And it isn't for a lot of people. This is perfect proof of how its starting point differs from Desteni and the equal money system, because the equal money system considers all, thus speaks in words that all people can understand. We don't care about using all those fancy words to sound eloquent and articulate. A lot of people and actors in this world. With actors, I mean people who want to show themselves off as great and important, because they're all putting on an act to be. It's like, hey, look at how important I am. Look at how eloquent I am. But people who truly care will not care about that. Only superficial people will. Yet, if one day we are required to write some text like that in certain text to use the system, we will. But we want our text to be understandable by as many people as possible. That's also why we have like many translations and translators. He says, but communism abolishes eternal truths. It abolishes all religion and all morality instead of constituting them on a new basis. We don't constitute religion on another basis. We show how religion is deception. And we use people's religion to show to them how they are not even living up to their religion that they are following in the first place. I will now quote a piece of text from the Equal Life magazine. It's equallifemagazine.net, I think. What communism missed and why it didn't work have to do with the way it was to be implemented, as I've already explained, through a violent revolution. Why such an approach doesn't work is because of the nature of the problem. It's not in fact the capitalist as the society's employers that's the origin of the issue, as a society where people are divided by their apparent class as the amount of money they owe. No, the problem is the human nature, as what we've accepted and allowed ourselves to become, as how we live in thought, word and deed. This is not a small problem, and it won't be solved with a quick fix, such as a revolution. To solve this problem, we'll actually have to change ourselves as who we are, and how we live on an individual and day-to-day basis, as it's our individual actions accumulated in time that forms and manifests society as we experience it today. Then the person of the video says China is the end result of what we stand for, but no, it's not, and if you think so, then you misunderstand the equal money system. He also says that humans simply have a tendency of ruining any utopic economic system. But that simply sounds like elite propaganda for people to never change, because people will always ruin it anyway, so why change? Yet we never had an utopic economic system. We never had a world system based on equality, or no manipulative elite on top. Equal money system is about changing the way humans get raised in this world, because they get programmed to be selfish and manipulative and follow fears and desires, mainly now for the profit machine. It's very changeable. Yet it takes time, but it can be done. Remove survival and you achieve a whole lot. He can't say equal money system doesn't take into account effective systems of ensuring productivity while maintaining actual equality, because the details of the equal money system have not even been worked out yet, as that will take us many years of research. We are still educating and learning and bringing people together. This stuff does not just happen in 1, 2, 3. He says, anyone who's really interested in an actual and potential effective economical equality, I would suggest researching anarchism and libertarian socialism. So first he says people ruin any utopical new economical system, and now he says that there would be an effective economical equality with anarchism and libertarian socialism. That does not make any sense. He's contradicting himself now. And how do these things stop human programming? How does it stop the elite? How does it address all the manipulation in the world? The politics, the systems in place, reach all people, all religions and cultures? It can't. Again, you have to understand human nature, how humans let themselves be controlled by their mind. As long as we let our mind control us, we cannot trust ourselves and each other. And this world is the proof of it. Your own mind is your proof. It's more of an illusion to think that anarchism will stop the abuse worldwide than the equal money system. So it's quite strange the person speaks about these things as solutions. He also talks about that we silence people who speak against destiny or ideas. But people should silence themselves. With that I mean, do not just blindly spew out all kinds of beliefs and opinions. People too often speak out things that harm and create abuse and is not best for all at all. And that create these lies that just spread to other people and then people carry it out as truths. We should put a guard in front of our mouths, seriously. We think we are some kind of gods who can say just whatever, fuck things up, abuse other people, spew out lies and manipulate, try to get our way, even when it harms others, thinking that we are the masters. It's like people who just throw out their garbage on the street, not considering anything else. And then when someone silences that, my oh my, now you're the devil. People don't see their own deception or their own dishonesty. And you won't as long as you don't see how your mind has a hold of you and how you just follow it along. Why should we allow such BS on our channels? Lies. Because we know it are lies. You don't think it are, but it are. It's like these gossip magazines you find everywhere. I also don't allow this on my channel. I don't see a reason why I should. My channel is for people who care, to bring them together, not those that spread their assumptions and beliefs and just try to cause confusion.